Before we talk about anything else, how we're moving, how we're sleeping, how we're eating, we need to talk about this: mindset. Most health content skips the foundation entirely, and then we wonder why nothing works. Mindset is not a buzzword. It determines the success of every other healthy habit. Welcome to Floss and Flow. I'm Kelly, and here we talk about holistic health for women over 40, so we can feel great now and at every stage of life. I built Floss and Flow on 10 pillars of holistic health. There is no hierarchy. They all matter. But mindset is the lens in which we experience everything else. Without the right mindset, our healthy habits can feel like routines that are punishment or should-dos. With the right mindset, these routines become rituals that are forms of self-love that we do with intention and awareness. We can know everything about how to eat, how to breathe, how to move, how to sleep, yet we can still self-sabotage if the right mindset is not in place. So let's get into it. What does mindset actually look like in practice? And something that took me a long time to understand, yet changed everything. I know we all know this, yet it's still a hard truth. We cannot control the world, other people, the news, the circumstances of our lives. What we can control is ourselves, how we act, how we react, how we choose to show up. This is not about toxic positivity. Trust me, I've tried. It does not work. This is about being aware of how we are feeling and why. Learning to shift our energy to what we can control as opposed to what we can't control, which drains us, this changes everything. I was in my early 30s when I realized that I was the only thing I could control. I realized I was choosing to be stressed. And when I realized this, my whole world improved, like 1,000,000%. Every morning, this is the first thing we can control. Ask yourself, where am I putting my energy today? Is this in something I can control? Learning to check in with ourselves every day is essential to our health and well-being. Most of us move through the day on autopilot. We react instead of respond. The way we learn to respond is through self-awareness, and this is a skill that gets better with practice. We cannot change what we don't notice. Every morning and throughout the day, learn to ask yourself, how am I feeling and why? This is not about fixing anything. It's just to notice and knowing how we can respond. How am I feeling physically? How am I feeling mentally? How am I feeling emotionally? And why am I feeling that way? Once we recognize, we can make the right choice. Emotions live in our body. Stress, tension, anxiety, these typically show up physically before we're even aware of them consciously. Our bodies are always talking to us. We need to learn to listen, especially if we're in those perimenopause years and beyond. I want to know, do you currently have a mindset practice? If so, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know. If not, this is why we're here. Our world is constantly pulling at our emotions, our attention, our sense of self. Social media, the news, other people's opinions, they are all designed to get a reaction. But other people's opinions, the world around us, that is not ours. That's not ours to absorb. It's not our responsibility. This is not about not caring. It's about protecting our peace so we can show up fully for the things that matter to us. Once we're over 40, emotional regulation can become even harder due to that declining estrogen level. So learning to be self-aware and check in with ourselves is essential for our health, our well-being, our peace, and our joy. Our happiness is not something that happens. It's something we create, and it's something we protect. Some practical tools here are create boundaries for your social media. If there's an account that you feel any type of negative way when you see it, delete it. Set time limits. You are in charge of everything you do, and let's not give our attention to things that drain us or to things that are out of our control. Mindset is a daily practice. Honestly, sometimes it's a moment-by-moment practice. This is not something that we fix once and is there. We are always going to have to be working on our mindset and being aware of it. This is just like physical fitness. We don't work out once and then we're strong. We do it consistently. We show up for ourselves every moment of every day. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. Being aware of why it's hard, that's what matters. The goal here is never perfection, it is always progress, and learning how to get ourselves back on track if we fall off. Mindset is a pillar because it's structural. It holds everything else up, and just like a building, it needs regular maintenance. The fact that you're here and watching this video shows me that you are doing the work. It should show yourself that, and that is something to be proud of. So let's recap the importance of mindset in terms of holistic health and feeling our best. We are the only thing we can control. Awareness is the key. We have to be aware in order to make change. We must protect our peace. Mindset is a daily practice. Everything else that we talk about here in Floss and Flow will always come back to mindset. Every pillar weaves together. They all matter. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and sign up for Weekly Wellness, my email that comes straight to your inbox every week with simple, sustainable tips for your health. And I will see you in the next video.